Welcome to another video. In today's session, we're going to discuss how to clear your mind. Many of you have expressed frustration when meditating or studying, saying that there are so many thoughts popping up in your mind and you cannot stop them. You might wonder, what can I do? The reason for this problem is that we are often looking at meditation and our minds in the wrong way. Always remember, meditation is not about emptying your mind. You can meditate even with thoughts in your mind. That is the beauty of meditation. It does not require you to stop thinking. In fact, you shouldn't aim to empty your mind or block out thoughts. Try this for yourself. If you try to stop your thoughts, what happens? The nature of your mind is such that it will just generate more and more thoughts. This is the very nature of the mind. Trying to stop thoughts is itself a thought. So, remember, meditation is not about stopping thoughts, it is about being aware of them. There is a practice in Buddhist teachings called Chittanupassana, which translates to the mindfulness of thoughts. Buddha introduced this wonderful meditation practice to help us become aware of what comes into our minds. Let the thoughts come, but simply be aware of them. Most of the time, we are not conscious of what is happening inside our minds. And that's where the problem lies. This lack of awareness is why we often get caught up in unwholesome thoughts like greed, craving, anger, hatred, and so on. These negative thoughts arise because we are unaware of what's happening in our minds. Buddha teaches us to practice mindfulness by being aware of the thoughts that arise. For example, let's say a lustful thought arises in your mind. That's okay. Everyone experiences such thoughts at times. The problem is not the thought itself, but the fact that most people don't realize their minds are under the influence of desire. However, if you can be mindful and recognize the thought, if you can identify it as a lustful thought when it arises, you will begin to transform your relationship with it. Once you identify the thought, it will start to fade away. Think of your mind like a little child. When we are unaware of a child, they can be mischievous and get into trouble. They will act out because we are not paying attention. But once we give them our attention, they tend to behave better. Similarly, when you bring awareness to your thoughts, they will start to settle down. This is because your mind knows that you are paying attention to it. It will try to calm down. Just like a child who knows their parents are watching. The mind is very curious by nature. Just like a child, it likes to cling to certain things. It searches for distractions, and it can wander off in different directions. The key to quieting the mind is not to try to stop it. The more you try to block thoughts, the more they will come. Instead, you should simply observe the thoughts as they arise. When you become aware of what is going on inside your mind, you bring yourself back to the present moment. These thoughts, and everything that happens inside your mind, occur in the present moment. When you can observe the thoughts coming and going, you will notice that they begin to quiet down. Try this next time your mind is busy. When a lot of thoughts come rushing in, focus on one thought. Imagine you are observing your mind from the outside, as though it is an external thing. Identify the thought as it arises. This is your first point of awareness. Then, when the thought fades away, observe how it disappears. Just by being aware of this process, how the thought arises and how it fades, you will notice that your mind starts to become quieter. This process of observing thoughts is incredibly powerful. As you keep practicing, you'll find that your mind becomes clearer and calmer. The key is not to resist the thoughts, but to simply observe them. letting them come and go without attachment. Over time, you'll notice that your mind becomes quieter and more peaceful. So, when you meditate, don't try to stop the thoughts. Let them come, but simply be aware of them. This practice helps you clear and quiet your mind, not by blocking thoughts, but by observing them and letting them pass naturally. The more you practice this awareness, the more you will find that your mind becomes calmer and more focused. Keep this advice in mind as you move through your daily life and practice mindfulness. The more you learn to observe your thoughts, the clearer and quieter your mind will become. Practice this technique regularly, and you'll find that you can clear your mind, whether you're meditating or engaging in other activities. Take care and see you in the next video.